future of food, lab-grown meat, 3D printed meal. Food has always been at the center of human survival and culture. From hunting and gathering to farming and fast food, every era has redefined the way we eat. But right now, we stand at the edge of a revolution unlike anything before. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of lab-grown meat and 3D printed meals, exploring how these innovations could change not just what's on our plates, but the entire future of food as we know it. Section 1, the problem with food today. By 2050, we'll have nearly 10 billion people to feed. That means billions more mouths to satisfy every single day. But here's the problem. Traditional livestock farming already takes up about 80% of all agricultural land. Most of that land isn't growing food we eat directly, but crops and pasture for animals. Beyond land usage, livestock farming contributes nearly 15% of all greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. That's almost as much as the entire transportation sector. Cars, planes, and ships together release about the same level of emissions as raising animals. On top of this, climate change is shrinking arable land. Droughts, rising temperatures, and water scarcity are making farming harder. Food insecurity is growing, especially in developing regions. If we keep producing food the same way, we simply won't keep up. This is where science steps in. Alternatives like lab-grown meat in 3D printed meals aren't just futuristic experiments. They could be our lifeline. Section 2, Lab-Grown Meat Explained. Let's start with lab-grown meat. Also called cultivated meat or cell-based meat, here's the key. It's not fake and it's not plant-based. It's real meat. The difference lies in how it's made. Instead of raising a whole animal, feeding it, watering it, giving it land, and eventually slaughtering it, scientists only need a tiny sample of animal cells. They feed those cells nutrients inside a controlled environment, almost like brewing beer. But instead of yeast growing into alcohol, animal cells grow into muscle tissue. That tissue is quite literally meat. The result is real beef, chicken, or fish, without crowded barns, antibiotics, or mass slaughter. No methane-belching cows, no deforestation, no suffering animals. And it's already here. Companies like Upside Foods, Good Meat, and Mosa Meat are racing to bring cultivated meat to restaurants and grocery stores. Singapore was the first to approve it, and the United States has now joined in. Slowly, this once sci-fi idea is turning into reality on dinner plates. Section 3, 3D printed meals. Now let's move to the other breakthrough, 3D printed meals. You've probably seen 3D printing used for gadgets, cars, or even houses. But food, absolutely. Instead of ink, 3D food printers use cartridges filled with edible purees, proteins, or algae. The printer builds a meal layer by layer with incredible precision. Picture a pizza where every layer of dough, sauce, and cheese is placed perfectly by a machine, or a nutrition bar printed with exactly the vitamins and minerals your body needs. NASA is already testing 3D printed food for astronauts. Space travel makes it impossible to carry bulky, fresh meals for years. Instead, astronauts could bring lightweight cartridges and print meals on demand. Hospitals could also benefit. Patients needing special diets could have meals tailored exactly to their health. And one day, you might walk into your own kitchen and print dinner in minutes. Section 4, Challenges and Concerns. But both lab-grown meat and 3D printed food face big challenges. Cost is one. The very first lab-grown burger cost over $300,000. Prices have dropped massively since then, but it's still more expensive than traditional meat. Scaling up production to feed billions will need massive factories, logistics, and global investment. Then there's acceptance. Let's be honest, some people are turned off by the idea of lab meat or a printed steak. Convincing consumers this food is not only safe but appealing will take time. And then there are regulation and health questions. Is cultivated meat safe long-term? Does it carry the same nutrition as conventional meat? How should governments label it so consumers know exactly what they're buying? These debates are happening right now, and their outcomes will shape how quickly these foods reach everyday tables. Section 5, the future of dining. But let's imagine the future. It's the year 2040. You step into your kitchen, your smart fridge scans your body and tells you which nutrients you're missing. You load a cartridge into your 3D food printer, and within minutes, it creates a meal personalized to your health. That night, you head to a restaurant. You order a steak, juicy, tender, perfectly marbled. The difference? It was grown in a lab without harming a single animal or the planet. It may sound like science fiction, but experts predict that by 2035, a large share of the world's meat could come from labs. At the same time, 3D printed meals could be normal in hospitals, space travel, and maybe your own kitchen. The future of food isn't just about futuristic tech. It's about survival. It's about sustainability. It's about rethinking what it means to eat in a resource-limited world. Lab-grown meat in 3D printed meals could solve some of the biggest challenges facing humanity, but only if we're ready to embrace them. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more like this. Thanks for watching.